What's going on, guys? It's your boy Adjen back again for another Outerplane video. And for today, it's finally time to make a complete Kanon guide. Yes, because today I'm gonna be sharing with you everything I know about Kanon, her strengths and weaknesses, her playstyles, her best builds, her best gears, her best team buildings, yada yada. Just take note that these are just based on my opinions and by my play testing with her. So just take it with a big grain of salt. So I've been play testing Kanon the past few days since she was released, and I'm having a lot of fun playing with her by play testing with her. She's a very fun character to play with, but TLDR, she is not a mass summon. Yes, that is my TLDR for you. She is only going to be a mass summon if you are a simp. Yes, if you are a collector that you're only missing Kanon, something like that. But meta-wise, she's not that OP. But she is great, but not OP. That is my TLDR for you guys. So, Kanon is the newest striker to be added into the game, and she is very fun to play with. She's very strong also, but as I've said, not really game-breaking OP. She is a defense type scaling character. We've had a lot of I think we've had some few characters that has some defense scaling before, like I did, but those characters are poop because their defense scalings are not really as intended by the developers, because if you raise their defense, their damage is still pretty much poop. They still scales well with attack, but in the case of Kanon, if you just raise her defense stats, she will deal more damage the higher her defense is. That is the true defense scaling character right here. Just like with in the case of Demidrakan, where Demidrakan is an HP scaling character, where she scales her damage based on her HP, not like in the other HP scaling like Veronica, where you still need some attack for her to deal really good decent damage. So, Kanon as a defense scaler seems pretty easy to gear, but in my honest opinion, it's very hard. Yes. Why it's very hard? Because since she is a striker, there are a lot of weaknesses for a striker. We will go talk about that one later on once we've gone through her skill set. First, let us discuss her skill set. I've already maxed the skill 1, skill 2, skill 3. If you are a Kanon enjoyer, then you should have maxed all of this one to fully benefit of these skills. Her normal attack, this one is a single target attack. So when attacking while granted a barrier, increases priority of the caster by 20%. Damage dealt increases proportional to defense instead of attack. So it is a defense scaling DPS character, a DPS skill that increases her priority if she has a barrier on herself. We will talk about also that one later once you've gone through the skill set, because this one has a weakness. I will tell you later on. Are you strong? This is a passive skill that has a 3 turns cooldown, and this one, when hit by an attack that targets all enemies, so when you get cleave by the enemy, she will grant a barrier to herself for 1 turn. This one has synergy with her skill 1, because if she attacks with skill 1, if she has a barrier, then she will increase her priority by 20%. Also, this one, when an enemy, no, not this one, are you strong? When an ally scores a critical hit, she will deal an attack to the enemy. Also, if the enemy when your ally takes a critical hit, counterattacks with Are You Strong. Also, this is also a single target defense scaling character. And then recovers health and increases priority of the caster by 30%. So it has some form of self-sustain with the HP lifesteal here, and some increasing in priority. So for turn 1, or yeah, usually for turn 1, she's not that slow. But after the turn 1, she's going to be a turtle. That is one of her main weaknesses. Uh, her skill 3 attacks an enemy and grants increased defense to the caster for 3 turns. So this is a really good buff to herself because she is a defense scaler. So having the ability to increase her own defense, a self-defense buff is already a pretty good buff to have. And then when an enemy is defeated, resets the skill cooldown of Are You Strong. So if she defeats an enemy, then she will reset the skill cooldown of this one, meaning the next turn it will be already available. Once she ends her turn, this one will already be available, the skill 2. And this is defense scaling, and also there is an additional increases proportional to missing health. So let us go out and talk about her skill set. While all of her skill set are defense scaling, has a defense scaling mechanic, there are a lot of weaknesses to her skill set. First of all, she is only a single target DPS, which is too bad in my honest opinion. It would have been nice if this skill 3 is an AoE. I don't mind the normal attack, the skill 1 to be a single target, but it would have been nice if the skill 3 is going to be an AoE attack. But it is what it is. So that is, in my honest opinion, one of her main weaknesses is that she is a single target bruiser or DPS character. But her DPS potential is, while in my previous showcases, you might see some really nice damage for her. It's really hard to pull that off. Yes, that one also is really hard to pull it off. So you might have some trouble with your building your Kanon, right? Also, as I've said earlier, I will go back to skill 1 to talk about the weakness of this one. This one, the priority increase is will be gone if you don't have a barrier. And usually for turn 1, this one will be present. So you will have some what do you call this, some increase in priority when she attacks an enemy using this one. But after her barrier is gone, this one is going to be useless in my honest opinion. The priority increase is going to be useless, and she's just going to be a sandbag for the enemy since she's very slow, especially if you don't build her with somewhat a bit speedy. She's going to be a sandbag, and even though she has a really high defensive stats, even though she tanks really well, in the end, it will just prolong the turns. It will just take more turns before you get knocked out by the enemy. That is my experience by playtesting with her. If you don't build her with a bit speedy, or if you just build her with pure defense, that is one of the main weaknesses of this one. And also this one, since this one has a cooldown, it would have been nice if this one has a if this one is the same like the revenge from Distella, but it's not the same like the revenge mechanics from Distella, where every turn it gets refreshed. This one has a long cooldown in my honest opinion, and the condition for resetting this one is a bit hard since this one is a single target attack. This one is going to be really good if you're fighting very squishy characters. This one also is not really good in PvE because usually in the endgame PvE game modes, there are bosses, right? A lot of bosses are available. World boss, single raids, guild raids, all of them are bosses that you cannot one-shot or you cannot kill just by unleashing your skill 3. So this one already is a big disadvantage during the PvE against those really hard endgame content in the game. So that is why I've said that she is not an OP character. There are a lot of flaws to Kanon. There are a lot of weaknesses to her. But she still hits pretty hard. As you've seen in my previous showcases, she hits really hard. But regardless of she hitting a massive amount of damage, she still has those weaknesses attached to her. Now, let us go over her best gears. Let's talk about PvE. For PvE, it really depends on your playstyle, on what you want, or on what gear available to you. But for my playtesting, I think speed set is the way to go. Yeah, for me, I'm really enjoying and having fun with Kanon using the speed set with defensive substats. For the weapon, would have been nice if I have the defensive main for the Violent Sledgehammer. This one has a really good passive effect because this one increases damage dealt proportional to the caster's missing health. This one will hit really hard if you have a defensive stats of this one, but sadly I don't have a defensive main of this one, so I'm just using a blue gear right now. If I can get my hands on this one is probably one of her best in slot weapon to aim for. Defense main, and then the substat should have been speed, critical damage, critical hit rate, and then flat defense. Those are the desired substats for the weapon. Now for the necklace, since strikers don't have really nice passive for the legendary gears, they don't really have a good I think this one is good. The Death Soul. This one can be gotten from the, I think, the light or dark dungeon. This one, because this one has a really good, not really good, but this one is still passable. Increases penetration by 2% when hit. Stacks up to 10 times. So 20% penetration. These are going to be this is going to be probably her best in slot necklace. And if you have the really good main stat here, also substats really matter. So if you have some defense, crit chance, crit damage, and then some speed, then usually those are really the best in slot gear for her. I'm still really farming for this one, so I hope that I can get a really good piece of that one for Kanon, because I really like Kanon. I really love playing with her. For speed, as you can see, I have a defense, speed, defense here, defense percent, crit chance, speed. These are the, in my honest opinion, the best PvE gear for Kanon. Take note, PvE gear for Kanon. You can also mix and match things. Like if you don't have a really good speed gears that has some defensive stats, substats, then you might want to use the two-piece combination, like two-piece defense set and then two-piece swiftness set. Those are really nice combination for PvE, as long as you can raise her defense to a very respectable stats. Like for example, above 2,500 is already a pretty decent defense to aim, especially if you're just a beginner. I think 2.5k defense is already pretty good for you. Then the critical chance and critical damage, it depends if you're using a buffer like Valentine, Charlotte, or Tamara that can increase your critical chance and critical damage. So it really depends on your team building also with regards to gearing. Now for the PvP, I've tested different types of build for Kanon. I've tested the immunity plus the counter set, immunity plus swiftness set, speed gears. I've tested the, what do you call this? The pure defense set. What else did I test? Those types of gears I've already tested playtesting with Kanon, and at the top of my playtesting with Kanon in arena, in regular arena, in PvP, the one that tops are the combination of immunity set plus the swiftness set. Why? Because in arena right now, the meta in arena, there are a lot of crowd control debuffers like Dahlia, we have Alice, we have Tamara. Those annoying characters are really present in today's meta in PvP. So if she do not have a protection during the first turn, then she's just going to get sandbag. Yeah, she will just get frozen. She will just get increase her skill cooldown, something like that. That is really sad because I don't think the developer still has a counter to those type of characters. Even though this Stella is still really dominant in today's meta, but the addition of what do you call this Demi Blada really kills off my fun in playing in arena. Yeah, especially if you cannot counter 6-star Demi Blada, then it's just not really fun anymore. You can also test out something like immunity set plus defense set, immunity set plus counter set. Those gears work well with her, and also there is a really interesting set that I've when I was farming some what do you call this? When I was farming some PBE gears, it's the patient set. Where is the patient set? This one. Although this one sounds looks really good because increases defense proportional to missing health. So if you are missing some HP, her defense goes up. I don't know how much defense she will get increased depending on her HP because it's not stated here, but it's still not really good unless you have really godly rolls on your substats for this kind of set. And also this set is a 4-piece set. Yeah, so meaning there's no protection for you in PvP. Because immunity is really dominant also in regular arena right now. If you have some this one, maybe this one might be good for something like in PvE, but in PvP I don't think this one is really good. So yeah, those are my recommended gear builds for Kanon. For PvE, speed set, in my honest opinion. For PvP, immunity plus swiftness set. You might be wondering why swiftness set, because since she is very slow, then you need a little bit more push for you to be able to take a turn, because you don't really want to be a sandbag for the opponent and just take those hits. If you want to take those hits, then you might want to just use a counter set, hoping to and praying to RNG that she will counter those attacks by the enemy. Now for team building, I think the best teammates for Kanon is this Stella. This Stella, in my honest opinion, is the best teammate for her. Why? Because as I've said earlier, especially in PvP, there are a lot of debuffers, right? There are a lot of crowd controllers, and if this Stella activates her revenge if you can time that one, if you can activate this Stella's revenge during those attacks of the enemy, and if she can one-shot something like D-Aste, then if D-Aste gets revived, Kanon will just follow up with her attack, with her skill 2. She can finish off D-Aste. That is one of the most fun combination that I've been having fun, that I discovered when using D-Aste plus Kanon in PvP that we have right now in today's meta. If you're going to be playing a defensive type, Mayne is a really good teammate also, because Mayne is very tanky, very annoying also. You just need to make her really my Mayne is poop, by the way. This one is not the best build for Mayne. My Mayne is not really properly geared, but because I don't really use Mayne. So yeah, if you have 6-star Demi Drakan, then also she's also really good to pair with in PvP. And also if you want some more protection, then you might want to put in a tank that can soak in the damage, that has this kind of necklace, the Charmer's necklace. If you just want your Kanon to be to live a bit longer. Well, I think I've covered much everything about Kanon. As I've said, Kanon is a very fun character to play with. There are a lot of different types of build to play test with her. She's really fun to use. Also, on top of it all, she is pretty much very waifu. Yeah, I really love her design. Her design is top tier. Really, yes, I am a simp. I am a legs enjoyer and her legs is just gorgeous. But she is not a mass summon. She's not an OP. She's not a game-breaking character. Usually, only game-breaking character are the mass summon characters, in my honest opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.